Bump anything? Fuck.
11 p.m. out there.
Guy's fucking fusion core!
This is how we like it. Stay safe out there.
And I took him out. Fuck yes! Bump anything? Fuck.
11 p.m. out there.
Well, it's probably going to take 3 times to get fucking at least the game. It's fucking shooting, but the game isn't. That's why I have to have this turned on for like an hour with fucking YouTube before I ever fucking touch it.
And shook his head. He was going to sing it live, every take, every time. But Brown didn't just sing, he erupted. His voice didn't follow a beat, it carved its own path. Notes bent, rhythms shifted, and the energy in the room snapped to attention like a revival tent catching fire. One take would be a full-body explosion, the next, a slow build into something thunderous. No two were the same. No one could predict what would happen when the music hit. It pushed the sound team to their limits, but no one dared ask him to change, because once the cameras rolled, it stopped being a scene and became a sermon. What he gave them wasn't a performance, it was a moment, fierce, spiritual, and completely unrepeatable.
Jesus H. Stop dancing Christ! I have seen the light!
Number 19. There were doubts from the beginning, but it wasn't until the early footage came in that the studio truly began to panic. The dailies didn't look like a traditional comedy. They didn't follow a familiar rhythm. Scenes jumped from gospel choirs to high-speed chases to absurdist violence. There were no clear heroes, no reliable tone, and no easy way to explain what kind of film this even was. Executives at Universal started asking questions. Was it too chaotic, too long, too strange to sell? Some floated the idea of delaying the release. Others suggested cutting entire sequences to bring it under control. In private meetings, the words unreleasable and disaster started to circulate, but director John Landis and Dan Aykroyd pushed back. They insisted that the chaos was intentional, that the blend of music, mayhem, and surreal comedy was part of the design, not a mistake. They didn't just want to entertain. They wanted to create something people hadn't seen before. The studio hesitated, then let it move forward. And when it finally reached audiences, the Blues Brothers didn't explain itself. It didn't apologize. It simply played, loud, fast, and unlike anything else in theaters that year.
First you trade the Cadillac for a microphone. Then you lie to me about the band. Now you're gonna put me right back in the joint.
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
Number 20. As the Blues Brothers prepared for its nationwide release, one of the most influential theater owners in Los Angeles made a quiet decision that carried a loud message. Ted Mann, whose Westwood Theater was among the most prominent in the region, refused to screen the film. His reasoning was blunt. He told Universal he didn't believe black audiences came to Westwood. And with that, he pulled the film from one of its most visible openings. The cast and crew were stunned. Universal faced a choice: challenge the decision or let it pass without confrontation. In the end, the film opened in other locations. It still found its audience. It still broke box office expectations. But that moment
See if it starts up. I haven't seen any videos from Grant the Raptor. I don't think I've been paying attention. And it doesn't respond. Well, we're getting somewhere. It doesn't respond to any fucking controller input. Should work on the next try. Well, started up quicker this time. Daddy, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Next step, a new Xbox. Let's see if it pays attention to anything. Oh my god, it worked! Holy shit! I gotta stop bopping the fucking.
Holy shit, it worked. As usual, we shall check mods.
How you doing, everyone? This is Thomas Harry here, and I know what your first question is going to be. You're looking at the thumbnail and you're like, yeah.
I kinda hate it when I pull up. I think we're just gonna go ahead and play with my necromancer character.
How you doing, everyone? This is Thomas Harry here, and I know what your first question is going to be. You're looking at the thumbnail and you're like, yeah, this is great, Harry, but could we just replace these with rubber brains so we could just finish that whole chapter in our story and fucking analyze it very much?
Oh,
Well,
right.
Mr.
I want to check out
Two things. First, what I'm about to
his
show you is
Twitter.
far less intricate and delicate.
Something definitely happened to hide this Harry. Probably retired. Alright. Doesn't look like anything new.
I tell you, I can't relax, you know? I never know a place that felt like how the future exists.
We're listening to Rodney Dangerfield jokes.
We get undressed, we can't stop laughing. Sex life. 10 years ago, my wife put me on hold.
Rodney Dangerfield's a goat. Alright, let's see. Oh, you. I'll do the dragon bone armor. Dr. Vinny Boombox. Sleeping pills. I think time to rest. Why is it? Kidding. I think we'll play until 4:30. I got a little bit to do in the morning, so don't want to stay up too late. Haha! You think I want to do that yet? Hell no. take care of that. Oh, I gotta turn on, Arte. Oh, we gave her the good old Cleveland kneecapper. There's a reason you're dead. Alright, gentlemen, we gotta go to Arkwind Point.
Said he wouldn't go through that again. The last time my wife drove the car, she cracked it up, went into a tree. She told me it wasn't her fault. She blew the horn. My mother had morning sickness after I was born. The doctor picked me up and snapped me. I found out tonight she got a few included.
Alright. Okay, where's my spell at? Great. Fucking right. I love it when fucking shit breaks. I'm about to fucking throw this goddamn controller. Live action DBZ being produced? Oh man, is it gonna suck like the other one? Dude, I watched a lot of I don't think I've watched the whole one season in one shot, but I've watched Dragon Ball Z, man, and I watched that fucking movie. I'm like, why? Piccolo's has antenna. Nimble was made of plastic. The Nimbus is. I watched like 45 minutes of that, and I fucking called it. And I'm like, nah, I can't watch this. I can't watch this, man. I'd rather go back and watch the old fucking Street Fighter 2 with Jean-Claude Van Damme. At least that had some fucking character. That's a fucking Draugr gangbang right there. He's dead, Daddy. Okay, we're gonna save it here. Just in case it decides to fucking break again. The Dragon Radar is green metal, not white. What the fuck? Is this the new one in production? They're gonna put the Saiyan Saga. How long is the movie gonna be? Hour and a half? They're not gonna fucking they're not gonna the fucking Cell Saga was a whole fucking season in itself. Yeah. Fucking fanboys are gonna fanboy hard. Oh, don't. Oh, I'm fucking dead. Fucking, they should just do the fucking Cell Saga. Would fucking be an awesome fucking movie. I mean, shit, they can make fucking 4 or 5 different fucking movies if they make it right. Krillin isn't supposed to be jacked up, though. Krillin's supposed to be a fucking tiny bald human. But bro, he's all muscle. Come on. I'm not, because you're kicking my fucking ass. They're adding... Don't shout me off the building. Damn, all I had to do was fucking yeet people off the fucking... See, I haven't played a, I haven't played any Dragon Ball games since PS2. There it is. It's because I'm cute. Now we just need Dragon Bone. There we go. Oh, Netflix is making it? Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be fucked up. Netflix kinda got lucky with One Piece. But they're just fucking sucking up all this fucking anime and it's gonna be fucked up. Period. I'm gonna look for something real quick. I'm gonna try to find a fucking market vendor that sells the spells I want. Ugh. Must be Uber Grab. Watch Evolution out of curiosity. I don't know. I might have to go back and fucking watch something. Oh, Nexus mods got sold? Okay.
Welcome to Inside Games Daily, the only gaming news show brave enough to Nexus Mod
Fucking hell.
learning all the adult content. That's right. You might wince once or twice, but sometimes you just gotta learn what's in the world, and that's a brisk way.
I know that there was an issue with it, but I didn't know.
Yeah, Marathon got delayed, but we'll probably report on that tomorrow. Just wanted to acknowledge it real quick. Yeah, that's right. All right, it's a somber day for anybody that's ever quivered in terror at the sight of Macho Man, Randy Dragon, and Skyrim. That's right, Robin Darkwood Scott, founder and operator of modding hub Nexus Mods, announced yesterday that he is retiring from his role after nearly a quarter of a century. The reasons offered by Scott are very understandable. Scott writes, quote, "The stress of the job has been a regular source of anxiety and stress-related health issues."
Oh, yeah.
And then he has another quote here, "Been burning out, and this started to have an impact on my staff and Nexus Mods as a whole." Whoa. Well, Nexus Mods, pretty good website, I will say, but gonna turn the ship now, right, Lawrence? Is that right? That's what we get certification. That's the concern. The fact that it is good, I mean, people can have their varying issues with it, but it is a great standard and essentially de facto hub of all modding on the internet. And I think it's done a very good job.
Buyer is unknown.
It's
Ooh.
just thinking the other day, it's crazy. I've been going back to this place for years, decades at this point. And yeah, just like everything else in this godforsaken world, there's a reason to believe, precedent if nothing else, the new owners are going to drive this into the ground. Yeah, I mean, obviously the website
promises the new owners are long-term stability, not changing the values or direction of the platform.
Yeah. I bet you the first thing they're gonna hit the fucking
Focused, that's not up for negotiation. Very presidential.
Okay. Alright. Read my lips. No new negotiations. Scott then introduces a trio of new folks to guide the website going forward. Fulladino, Victor Fulman, Rapsack, Marinus Elgard, and Toggle, or Nico.
First reply to Scott's post, signed by the new ownership trio, offers a consoling Q&A, let's call it. Lots of very obvious concerns addressed right off the top.
That's good. Mods will stay free to download. Mods will belong to their creators. And free and lifetime premium accounts will not be affected, boys. There you go.
oh boy.
That's great. Apart from that, they also promised that they won't change the core model of Nexus mods, while at the same time acknowledging that monetization is hard, and Nexus mods is a complex platform.
Translation, they're going to raise prices.
They're probably gonna get rid of naughty mods. I haven't been to Nexus in forever because I don't use it.
A necessary trade-off to keep the site running, but our goal is to reduce them over time, not increase them. Okay, so you want me to translate for you? They're going to reduce the ads if you pay. So there you go.
That's a good point, yeah. Maybe they won't cancel lifetime memberships, but I'm sure they'll embed new tiers and add on things that you can wear your way on. Okay, right, yeah. This ain't all the right words, at least the words that are easy to say.
Alright, I'm just trying to find.
But why not actually name the company that is doing the acquiring?
Great question. Because despite saying all the right things in their introductory post, there is a little cause for concern there, because people had to do a little digging.
Due to some quality internet sleuthing from randomly random 67 and Chocobalt over on the Reset Era forums, they were able to connect the usernames listed in the post to their real names, and then from there, some small shreds of data on the new owners' Nexus mod profiles, connected it all, Charlie at the corkboard, red strings all over the place, but they verified that the new owner is a company called Chosen.
Oh.
Okay. The company itself doesn't seem very insidious. The website says, quote, we partner with founders to help scale what they built, amplifying their impact.
Human culture, ensuring the business thrives for the long term. Sounds a lot like Herman Hulst from yesterday's story, huh?
Yeah, it's a bit of execu speak for sure, and it's not going to stop there. A 7-month-old LinkedIn post from Victor Fulman seems a little more concerning. The post lists multiple methods, tools, and just a do's and don'ts for monetizing a gaming startup.
Well, they might know. They've been working there for a little bit. Maybe if we give them a little benefit of the doubt. Folks get understandably antsy seeing someone talking about monetization taking the reins at Nexus Mods, obviously. But the graphic itself is mostly common sense information about what's already happening in the market.
Yeah, this is a LinkedIn post, and I feel like maybe some people aren't familiar with the temperature of what goes up on LinkedIn. It's mostly just a bunch of business execu speak from a bunch of founders and CEOs of one-employee businesses talking to each other about business stuff. It's weird. But the graphic itself, you can find reasons to be worried there, but like Bruce said, it's kind of common sense stuff, and it even kind of argues for a lot of the things I think players would probably espouse for themselves. For instance, the graphic advises that developers should, quote, always keep gameplay enjoyable and ensure that monetization doesn't hinder the user experience.
Okay, big thumbs up. Yeah.
Not so bad.
Right.
It's not, buy something and then drive it into the ground with monetization and leave a year later. So at least it doesn't say that.
Okay. For what it's worth, Fulman assured a commenter concerned about NFTs and crypto that they would not be coming to Nexus Mod. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, and that was on LinkedIn, so people are finding their way back there and leaving comments and stuff. But still, omitting the new owners from the announcement still feels like a weird, odd, maybe even shadowy move.
It really does. The new owners addressed that in their Q&A on Scott's original announcement. They write, quote, this post wasn't about Chosen. It was about Robin and the legacy he built over 24 years. We're the new owners and ultimate decision makers at Nexus Mods. We'll share more about ourselves when we've earned that right. For now, we're focused on listening, learning, and making modding even easier. And yes, you'll see us around in the community being active.
Okay, they addressed it-ish. Still a bit odd, but I can see where they're coming from. And now they're saying that, okay, now's the time for action, and we will earn your trust. So that's probably the best thing you could hope to hear in this circumstance. There is another lingering issue aside from monetization concerns here. Some folks are also worried about the political guidance of the site moving forward because It's 2025 and everything has become politicized now.
Back in 2022, Nexus Mods banned a user that used a sock puppet account to upload a mod removing LGBTQ plus flags from Spider-Man Remaster.
Yes, that resulted in the usual follow-up cries of political censorship and persecution until, then Nexus Mods owner Robin Scott addressed the issue by publicly stating their moderation policy.
That's right. They said, quote, "We are for inclusivity. We are for diversity. If we think someone is uploading a mod on our site with the intent to deliberately be against inclusivity and or diversity, then we will take action against it. The same goes for people attempting to troll other users with mods deliberately to cause a rise."
Yeah, basically concluded saying, I have the final say and this is the judgment I'm going to use. And I think a lot of people really appreciated laying it out there, but also, allowing for wiggle room where if you can tell something's off center, you're just like, no, just get out of here without needing to over explain to anyone.
So I can understand why everybody, including me and you, are gun shy about all this. Generally speaking, when a thing, like Discord's the perfect example of a company and or product that we first started using and loved. And everybody's like, whoa, Discord's the best. And now Discord in 2025 is just filled with pop-ups and quests and all this other dumb bullshit that I never want to see ever, and it is constantly happening. And I will say Discord is not charging, at least. There is that. They haven't started doing that yet, but that's just like 6 months away, in my opinion, for Discord. So Nexus Mods, I'm hoping, is a little more rooted in the community than Discord was, and then they can still not have to worry about the line go up, because clearly Nexus Mods is still doing okay, and when you pay for the premium membership, it pays for the extra bandwidth, so supposedly that pays for their servers if they need to serve more files or something like that. So I hope that's the way it goes. I hope Nexus Mods stays the way it is, and because I like what it is. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. I've never had an issue with the website, and 20 plus years of using it. Yeah, if you get a premium membership, things download crazy fast. And I'm sympathetic to, bandwidth costs. I understand that that's an actual thing. So I don't know. Yeah, it's been a very fair and honest service that has provided a good cornerstone in gaming community for a long time here. Even if Chosen are the new owners, and even if they're saying all the right things now, and even if they do all the right things, there's still, my concern is that they'll just sell the company again to somebody who isn't so concerned, and then that company will sell it again to somebody who doesn't give a fuck. So that'll be the stair step down, even if Chosen tries to retain the site as is. I can see a world where in 2 years this gets served up as a juicy LinkedIn post where some of the owners talk about flipping this company within the span of 2 years and earning 20 billion off of it. There's 2 million, however much it's going to be. It's not $20 billion website, but so I don't know. It's the only thing something stays pure is if somebody that doesn't want to make all the money in the world, helms it, but does it in a sustainable way. It's a bit sad to hear, the physical rigor the Dark One went through trying to maintain this thing. And to some degree, I even wonder, is one thing like this that scales up too high, is it too much for any one person? Is anything that gets big destined to be sold to a giant company, diced up and fed into the capitalism mulch machine? I don't know. I hope not. But luckily for now, maybe for the next year or two, things will stay the same. Will Nexus Mods be here and in the same situation when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out? That's a scary thing to think about.
Well, that's a good question. Because Elder Scrolls 6 is what, 2 years away, probably, at least?
I would say more than that, based on how Bethesda makes games these days.
Oh my gosh, geez. So yeah, and 2 years is a long time for a company that changes ownership to change a lot. So we will, I do have eternal hope for these sorts of places, and I really do hope that those other 3 founders, maintain the same philosophy that Dark One was maintaining. But like Lawrence said, they really are going to have to scale up a little bit if it becomes a problem for their mental health and their actual physical health. They have to hire people and do that sort of thing. Now, the weird part about that is when you start hiring people, it cuts into your profit. So you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with making less money as a company. And generally, when another company buys your little company, they are not okay with that. They are never okay with that. And in reality, then they're going to immediately start monetizing. But if they can, again, maintain that same philosophy, then there might be a few people that are like, whatever, we'll take a 10% pay cut to hire a couple more people. No big deal.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, time will tell on this one. But luckily, it seems like for the next week, year, things will hopefully go unchanged. I'll have to check back in with this whenever GTA 6 comes out on PC.
Jeez. That's another 2 years away.
But speaking of free